How the fuck are they in power, bro?
White folks come from black folks, man. White folks come from black folks. They what you call albino. That's your evolution. You know what I'm saying? That's. I'm
so
just
saying they better.
Not they better. I'm just saying.
What is evolution? Evolution.
You're not gonna have some more
than the past.
They are minority. They never did nothing all together. It's like the scripture in Psalms that talks about their confederacy against their brother, and it lists all the nations. It lists the Ishmaelites. It lists the Hagarenes, the Hagars, or the Egyptians. You know what I'm saying? Or Africans. It's got the Asian folks tribes off in there. It's got all the different tribes in there against their confederacy against their brother.
All right, listen. I'm for my people, bro. Mm-hmm. But just to answer these questions from me. Mm-hmm. If we're the original people on all of the masses over there in the Asian, in the Arab area, in the Europe area, here you say over here too, in South America, the whole globe. How the fuck did lighter people come and run this shit?
Well, the lighter people was in slavery themselves in the dark
That
ages.
don't make sense. Well, then how did they flip it?
It's like a rebellion. Remember, they used us. They was in partnerships with us. You can only take down folks. You can only do an inside job if you got some people on the inside. That's the only way to take down somebody on the inside job. And then through the years and time, they start monopolizing themselves. You know, making a bunch of papers. When you look, check this out. When you talk about slave ships, right? They don't have none of these boats available for us, right? But they got plenty of boats of them bringing millions of white folks over here to the United States. That's how they got here.
So where did they come from then?
Over there in Europe.
Okay, before Europe, where were they at? Where they original homeland at?
Where the original homeland at?
If you look everywhere, it's somebody was already there.
Yeah, because black folks made them. They come out of black folks. I'm just saying. I'm just going off of the stories of what the old book say.
Tell me what the old book. Okay, now
the
go.
African story. This is the African story.
I'm listening.
The African story say that they started having white babies, and that the white babies was classified as bad luck for the crops and all that kind of stuff, and was a curse from God to them. That's what they were saying. So, in their story, they rounded up all the albinos that they had and moved them on up into Europe and sectioned it off to where they couldn't come back into Africa. That's their story. That's the African version story that I was told.
Let me make sure I got this. They started off in Africa. Mm-hmm. They start getting a lot of these little motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. They round them all up. Y'all need to stay in y'all own area because we don't want to fuck with y'all. We don't want to kill y'all. We ain't that evil. But nigga, we need to round y'all up and put y'all all together. And y'all can have that little land up there. Get the fuck on.
That's their story.
Okay, now continue. Okay, I just want to make sure I got it right.
Okay, that's their version of the story. And then Islam's version of the story is black folks migrated up to Europe, and then cause they didn't have no sunlight, they started losing.
Okay, we're not gonna take that.
I'm just showing you the different ones, so we'll know that the different theories that they had.
So then, what happened next? Then they just hold on.
I'm just saying that's
this blow my mind. I got another blow mind. It's like a contradiction. Okay. So
all the tribes was able to have.
I
white
thought
folks.
You said that if. I know you say that. You saying they us. Yeah. So that's why they're able to do more.
Ham had white folks that come out of his lineage. They was the Canaanites. Ham had whites that come out of his lineage. Shem had whites that come out of his lineage with Esau. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the Asiatic people. So all white folks are not the same. That's why white folks be warring with each other. You got white folks Ham lineage. You know, if you look up the Canaanites today are the people down there in Lebanon and stuff like that. They look like Abraham.
And they true. Those are true damn people.
Supposed to be citizens from the Canaanites. And the Canaanites is part of Ham's lineage. But remember, black folks was having white folks coming out.
So why albinos now don't make white people?
If you take two albinos and put them together, they both got a melanin problem. So what they gonna have?
He don't miss.
So yeah, through the years, you know,
you still ain't showed me. You ain't show. I want to see it happen. Do it happen nowadays? Do they make new whites?
Now most albinos today they normally.
That sounds crazy, bro. Albinos are not making white people, Johnny. Fuck this, bro. You tripping, bro?
Albinos are the original white. That's would be the science name for it. You know. When you look up a white rat.
So that's how they came up. Oh, cause you say they pushed them all together, so they can only mingle with each other, and that's how they. Okay, all right.
And just in time, so that's why they the minority, because everything else in the earth was brown.
And they just say, you know, we gonna fuck you. You kick this out. Fuck you. We gonna take everything, and they just won. They completed their mission.
Yeah. And not to be funny, but in the Jacob and Esau story, it says
Esau was done wrong.
Esau said in the Bible, it said that Jacob gonna eventually loosen the noose off of you, and that you gonna eventually one day reign for a time. That's what it said.
It said it in the Bible?
Yeah, it said it Esau, and then in the other scripture.
So I happen to be born in the time where his people was reigning.
Yeah.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just emerged. I just was born in this time. That's why it looked like.
Yeah, and that's why the scripture also say Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is there. Yeah.
So Jacob was before and after.
Yeah. But
see, that's saying showing favoritism right there. Why we get 2 times supposedly, and he get this 1 time, but I'm happen to be in the time. Oh, come on, man. Hell no, bro.
He still got his time. He still got his time. And let me give you another example, too, of the Bible with the Israelites are different from other tribes. You know, it's the Israelites, you know, like Solomon and David and stuff. Nigga, they had women concubines that they married, had wives from all the tribes. That's why we're trying to explain to brothers that, you know, with brothers, you know, we hollered at a little bit of everything before, you know what I'm saying? It's in our blood, my nigga. Do you see what I'm saying? It's in my blood.
For his own game. Look, he using scripture for his own game.
Not for my own game. I'm just saying. It's in our blood.
You gotta watch preachers like this.
Hey, and each 12 tribes, hey, ask me this, brother. Each 12 tribes had their own gemstone and color and stuff. You see what I'm saying?
What do you mean by that?
Gemstone and color, like their own flags.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't we a color favorite in our
the
color?
game members. He talking about the game members, y'all. He breaking
yeah,
y'all
man.
into it. Look at. He trying to get us all.
Our Hispanic brother,
want us all.
black
He
and
want us
Latino.
all in his
You know what I'm
fingers.
saying? Come on, nigga. We love the colors, nigga. That's part of what we did. In the
Gang.
And because our head can't be covered, we wore bandanas. That's what the scripture said. They wore bandanas. That's our culture, nigga.
Trying to everything. You know, so do you really think everything is us?
Yeah, man, for real. And we gonna have
So nobody else contributes to this life shit.
Yeah, everybody contributed. But I'm just saying, America, back in the days when the Americans was running the show over here, we already had big stone buildings and all that.
Why do white Africans want to be called different African names?
What name do they want to be called?
What is it? They call it the white Afrikaners?
Yeah, the Afrikaners. Yeah. The Dutch language is called Afrikaners. Yeah.
So basically, we've been saying it wrong the whole time.
No, white folks is from where black folks is from.
You keep sticking with that. You good. You keep sticking with that.
From where black folks is from.
So white people just didn't get shipped here from another planet.
Remember, white folks, no, not from no goddamn. It has too many records of black folks and too many stories of different background, religious background, where they show that white folks come from black folks.
I know what I want to talk about. Johnny, is King James black or white?
Oh, King James is black.
Explain.
It's in his autobiography and stuff like that.
I make this shit look easy. 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 I see what I like, then I go out and get it. I make changes, that's why I'm different. I see it before it happens, that's vision. Telling myself I know I like this.